to have a green industrial revolution in the United States and across our planet that is going to change the way that jobs are created, change the way that ordinary people view the future of their families and of this planet. And it is going to be led by you.
I say to you today, I come to get people mad. I come to get you mad. I come to get you to react about what's happening because you're the ones going to have to pay the price of what's happening. Even though you're here, you're the one who's going to be paying the price.
We are present at this conference because we are concerned, worried, and even frightened of what our future holds. We've embraced the science, engaged in the media, endured aggression, avoided and employed debate, and have continuously asked questions. We're in the midst of the most important social movement humanity has ever seen. We care because we are the generation that's been left with the responsibility of securing the future of our home, our planet, our Earth.
The reality is that no matter where we live in Virginia now, no matter where we live in America, no matter where we live in the world, we're all Wise Countyans. We all live in Wise County now. Because after you extract it, after you take the tops off the mountains, and then you pulverize it into a dust, and you send it airborne in a combustion chamber, and you throw a spark in there, creating an explosion that turns a turbine, one byproduct of that process is an odorless, invisible gas called carbon dioxide.
You really didn't think this movement would be that easy, did you? Mike Tidwell is one example of the many challenges we face, as the government labeled a devoted community activist as a potential terrorist and spied on him. Larry Gibson, too, has had his own share of trouble.
It's been pretty rough up here. We've had, right here where you're sitting, 130 acts of violence. Now we've had shootings here, we've had 2 of my dogs killed here, we've had a cabin get burned here. You see the door, see how tall the door used to be? The door's been replaced, the windows are plexiglass. When you get up to the side of it, you'll find it's got bullet holes in it. It was mine before the people built the cabin for me. And simply the reason they do it is to try to get people to not come here and not see this, not get mad about what they see. In other words, if you don't see it, it's out of mind, it didn't happen.
After writing some letters to the editor of a college newspaper about the issue of coal, I even found myself the target of aggression with someone painting a Friends with Coal sticker in my car window, and a week later, they messed with my gas tank. Considering the history of the region, there's no wonder why citizens are so defensive. Coal country has a long history of dispute, including an all-out war that raged in the early 1900s between union members and the coal companies, in which the United States government even bombed its own citizens. Thanks to the decline of mining jobs and growth of the industry, the power of the unions is severely weak today because there's little to no other economic opportunities in the region. This being the case, violations of mining regulations are common and, most recently this April, have resulted in tragedy with the deaths of 29 miners in the Upper Big Branch mine in West Virginia, just a few miles between Marsh Fork Elementary School and Larry Gibson's Mountain. Communities face enormous challenges where even if they do everything right, such as those that live by Coal River Mountain adjacent to Larry Gibson's, who showed that economically, environmentally, and socially it was better for them to have wind turbines on their mountain with underground mining instead of mountaintop removal. They still lost their fight, and the mountain is being blown up today. Even the environmental movement itself is divided to some regard as of the place of aggressive direct action, such as harassing corporate or political representatives or performing blockades in which participants risk arrest. Some regard this method as just one tool of many in a toolbox that can be utilized together so that one can lobby and perform an aggressive direct action in the same day. Others say that jumping into aggressive direct action negatively affects crucial public opinion, and instead we should work on a forward progression of activism in which all channels of community and political activism must be exhausted before even considering such action. With this in mind, the gravity of the situation was illustrated in June of 2009 when leading NASA climatologist James Hansen, the man who first made climate change an issue in the public sphere, was arrested at an accident in coal country. I spent some time with Dr. Hansen at Virginia Power Shift, and I know for him to be in action such as this, our situation is becoming dire. I should note this action happened at Marsh Fork Elementary School, whereas likely some of the miners you see here passed away in the recent mining disaster. Despite the complexities and setbacks of this movement, there is hope for the future. Several developments last year included the Virginia Air Pollution Control Board ordering air quality tests for communities in Southwest Virginia after a study showed coal trucks were causing a health hazard in the region, with airborne dust particles found to be up to 3 times the federal standard. A Richmond Circuit Control judge ruled that the State Air Pollution Control Board violated federal environmental law and the air permits approved for the Wise County Power Plant. The Wise County Board of Supervisors have moved forward with zoning approval to allow a wind farm to be built by Dominion Power and British Petroleum. Recently, Marsh Fork Elementary School secured millions of dollars, and most of which was by donation, to relocate. And there have been several Appalachian community and economic conferences hosted by citizens whose mission is to develop visioning for more creative solutions and viable economic options and sustainable communities in Appalachia. Today, the EPA is now looking at regulating coal fly ash as a hazardous waste. While this is all great news, this only begins to address the issues we face. The region of Appalachia is beginning a permanent decline of coal reserves, and if the mountains are gone too, the region will have little hope of economic stability anytime soon. On my journey, I've met many people who accept that the communities will die out. Let's work to give them a hope for the future and address issues of global climate change at the same time. This documentary, made out of 35 hours of footage from 3 years of work, only gives a glimpse of the movement we are in. I never expected upon entering college to be as involved as I am today, from helping host a historic statewide conference to beginning a political run for local office at age 20. Believe it or not, there was a point in my life in which I had such bad anxiety I couldn't look out a window or even pick up a phone. Trust me in saying that if I can make a difference, so can you on whatever level you're able to. Don't be afraid to step up and see what this movement is about. This really is our movement, and you're already a part of it. Now it's up to you whether you want to make a difference.